Hey, Fishing Chronicles, guess what we got? The Ultrex with the iPilot link, mega down and side imaging. It's gonna be awesome. We've been waiting for this thing since November of last year. It came last Friday, actually last Monday. But if you guys are interested, this is what we got is right there. So basically it's 80 pounds thrust, 24 volt, 45-inch shaft. That's what I thought would probably be the best for our bass boat. And so we're gonna unbox this with you so you can see what's in it. Now, it comes with a heading sensor because it has the iPilot link. This is going to be the Ethernet cable to link the trolling motor to the black box because we have multiple units that we're going to be putting on our boat. This unit, I thought, came with the remote control, but this is a wired remote or a wired controller. So we're gonna have to figure out why we didn't get the remote control. And it's probably an extra item that you have to purchase. So we're gonna, oh, and that's the mount right there that's gonna hold the trolling motor. And that has the easy assist. So it's not nearly as hard to pull the trolling motor back up. Now remember, we got the 360 that's going to be mounted to this. We have Humminbird Live that's going to be installed on this. And now, as you all know, Humminbird came out with the Live, but it has its separate pole. So when the trolling motor is moving into position, going left to right, left to right, left to right, you're still able to use the heading for the Live unit, so you're able to target not necessarily where the boat is pointing, but where your fish are. So that's something that we're gonna have to try to figure out how to rig at a later date, but just wanted you guys to be aware of that. We'll be back soon. Hey everybody, back to you. We are getting ready to take this old Motor Guide 80-pound thrust trolling motor off the bow of our boat, and we are going to put the Ultrex that we looked at a little while ago. We will check back with you as we have progress. Now, if you recall, several months ago when I was trying to get this boat ready, because we really didn't believe the Ultrex was actually going to show up because of all the manufacturing shortage and all the other nonsense that they were talking about from COVID. Do we really believe all that? I don't know. But anyway, long story short, we got our Ultrex, and if you remember, I had to make a bracing system to put the 360 onto the Motor Guide so I'd be able to use it. The Ultrex that I ordered comes with an Ultrex brace that holds the 360, but there was no way for me to modify that mounting to the Motor Guide, so I had to come up with this wood thing, if you remember, and we spent like better part of an afternoon doing it. It didn't turn out that good, so I'm glad that we're able to remove it today. But that's what we're doing. We're just removing this to free up the 360 so we can get all of this removed. Alrighty, we're back here at the next step. So we've removed all of the apparatus off of the shaft of the old trolling motor. If you remember, we put the Live on, we put the 360 bracket on so the 360 would work. But due to my lackadaisical non-committal personality that I've had in the last several months. I've been doing a lot of fishing with a lot of friends that have boats, thank God, because if I was counting on me with this boat, it hasn't been done. However, with that said, if I didn't have any friends with boats, I would have probably finished this boat already and would have been out. But anyway, long story short, the last thing that we had to do is we removed the transducer from the Helix 12. If you remember, that's what I started out with, transducers off of this. So at this point now, we're ready to remove the entire trolling motor, get it off the bow of the boat. Then we're gonna put the new Ultrex on the bow and see how that kind of lines up. Hopefully it lines up good, because I added these docking lights, and if the new Ultrex is more over here, then it's going to be right in the way of my light, and that's not going to be good. So we'll see when we come back to give you an update if that light had to be removed. Hey gang, we are back. Some updates. Bottom line, the bow of the boat had this self-adhesive pad that's no longer made. So we had to come up with our own solution. We're gonna do the diamond pattern rubber mat that's gonna sit on top. We're gonna put some self-adhesive on this deck flooring here. I think we're gonna paint this area up here, the bow, but again, I may just put all rubber across the whole front to make it more waterproof, because there's a lot of different holes in this area where water could specifically get in to the boat and create problems with water. So I'm thinking I'm gonna put a membrane over top of this whole thing. It's supposed to come by Amazon tomorrow, so we'll see. But the reason I'm taking this front light off is because we got this deck-it mount system for the two sections of electronics. We're gonna have the Helix 12 and the Helix 15 up in the bow of the boat. And this support here actually goes up onto the deck to add stability, so things aren't going to be bouncing around when we put it up there. And I was looking at it yesterday when I was taping everything off, and I said, shit, you know, here it is. I do all these things in bits and pieces, and the problem is you put something like this on when you weren't really originally planning it, and then you find that now you got to take it off and reposition it. So again, Fishing Chronicles, you know, we're always doing things 2 and 3 times to get the job done. But the bottom line is, when it's done, it'll be done. So hopefully it's going to be good. We'll get back to you a little later after we get something else accomplished. Say good morning, Watt. All the YouTubers out there. Hey, good morning. Fishing Chronicles here. Guys and gals, we have been busting our butt getting all this together. But if you remember the front of the boat, it was all tore up, and they had like little glued sections that could go here and here, kind of like a skid plate. But because of the age of the boat, they don't make it anymore. So I came up with this diamond plating rubber mat which is about a 1/4 inch thick, 1/8 inch thick. I think it was 1/8 inch thick. You can see the thickness here on the side. Pan over here, Cindy. See the thickness? It's not too thick, but it's thick enough. And when we were peeling everything off this front bow portion of the boat, we found that there were a lot of holes that were here from previous installations prior to me getting the boat. And then we also mounted observed in the front point of the boat, it looked like somebody had ran the bow into the dock or into something and crunched all this stuff up. So I'm thinking when you're running, water's coming in, so on and so forth, we sealed everything up in the front. All of these holes, because when you're running a bass boat, you're hitting waves, sealing up all the holes so the water doesn't get down into the bilge of the boat. So basically, I'm OCD, like always, you know, try to over-accomplish, but I think this looks pretty good, and I think you would say the same, wouldn't you, Cindy?
Yep.
Yeah, Cindy's voice is really loud at 7:30 in the morning. But anyway, we have the Ultrex. We're getting ready to put that up, and at that point, we will come back and show you how that's going and give you an update. At the end of today, this trolling motor is going to be installed. See you later. Well, we're back. As you can see, believe it or not, we have the Ultrex installed. Only took a year, but it's installed. Now we're getting ready to just drop it back down into the stowed position and continue on with assembling the rest of the bow. We have, I guess, 2 headlights we gotta pop on. And what else, Cindy?
The fish finder.
Well, fish finder's later because we got to do the wiring under the wood platform. But next shot, we'll show you the headlights. what we got done today. Got the 360 mounted on the Ultrex. Ultrex is all bolted down. We did the measurement, how far down in the water it needs to be. We have our 360 at about 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches from the propeller. So there's no turbulence when you're shooting your 360. Now we're getting ready to reinstall the Humminbird Live. The question is, they have this new mounting system for the Live, but you have to buy the mounting system and the Live unit together as one. I haven't been able to find just the mounting, but what we're going to do is put it onto the trolling motor for now and see how that works out. Got some GPS and some what are they called? Heading sensors, I think. I'm tired. I'm like so worn out from doing all this stuff. I just want this to be done. The heading sensor, this is the heading sensor for the Ultrex. And then there has to be another system similar to this that's for the 360. We got to get that done. We still got a hell of a lot of stuff to do. However, but we're getting a little bit further along in our project, and we'll bring you more updates as they come. Watt is excited. He wants to get out on the boat, but he said he is not interested on these temperatures like today with 25-mile-an-hour winds here in Gaithersburg. What are you doing, Watt? There's Watt. All right, well, we'll talk to you later. Say goodbye, Watt. We'll show him Watt. Watt's the star of the show. Love Watt. Bye now. Good morning, Fishing Chronicles. Cindy and I are back on this boat rebuild that's been taking almost a year. We finally got our Ultrex motor installed. We got the 360 installed onto the Ultrex, no issues. If you remember, I had that motor guide trolling motor that I made that block system to support the 360. Well, long and the short of it, by the time we got the Ultrex motor, the Live, what I have in my hand here, the Humminbird Live, has become obsolete. Okay, so now we are working with the Mega Live imaging target lock adapter kit, because after I figured trying to get this mounted to the trolling motor, what's the point, because they came out with the target lock, and if you're in iPilot and you're trying to stay on one course or whatever, and the motor's moving back and forth, there's no way that you're going to be able to align your Live with the fish. So it didn't make much sense. Then I was thinking, well, maybe I could take the Live and put it on my 360 stem. And then I'm like, well, chances of that, I guess I could probably do that, but then how am I going to be able to aim the Live? And then I'd have to have the bow of the boat pointing in that direction. So I said, screw it, spend the $1,700, get the adapter kit, and hopefully have a good system with all the Humminbird equipment in the front of the boat. But as you know, Fishing Chronicles, we do things 3 times. If we don't do it the first time, we have to do it the 3rd time to make sure that we get it right. So hopefully we're going to get this right this time. However, we also found out from Minn Kota, because you're putting this Live, and this probably weighs with the mount maybe 3 or 4 pounds. The 360 probably weighs 3 or 4 pounds. So add another 10 pounds to the trolling motor. Now Minn Kota has come up with a new upgraded spring system for the assist to raise and lower the trolling motor. Well, I said to Minn Kota, well, how much is that? $400. So it's like, when does it stop, guys? I mean, seriously. I mean, this is like crazy. But anyway, we're going to get all this electronics on this boat. We're going to get out there and do some fishing and hope like hell that we're going to catch some serious fish. So we will see. We're going to take this all apart again to put everything on it again. And we'll be back to you again when it's done, and hopefully it'll be done right. Is everybody excited to get inside this box? I don't know, I'm scared. It's probably gonna have stuff in there that I'm not gonna understand. But let's take a look. Anyway, I think it was really interesting. I decided that I wanted to get this, and I was able to find everything, and I received all of it, including this plate that you have to purchase. This is a universal plate that'll let you mount your live as well as your 360 to your Ultrex trolling motor. Guess how much this plate is? $200. $200 for this plate. I love it. Capitalism at its best. Let's see what's inside here. Got another one of these. I got 2 of them now for sale. That's an extra. Wow. Looks pretty good. You have to read some more instructions. All right, well, we're gonna take the old assembly apart and put this new unit on. See you in a bit. All right, guys and gals, here it is. Got your 360, you got your live target, Minn Kota Ultrex with spot lock. Now we got all these wires that we got to terminate. Then we got to hook up the electronics and finish the electrical work under the front bow of the boat. Before we're going to do that, we're going to put the storage compartments where the doors are going to be reinstalled. That's next. Then the wiring. Stay tuned.